Hello, guys. Welcome back to SWS Boxing. Delighted to be joined with Gerard Hughes. Always a pleasure getting him on. He's currently 5-0 with one draw, and he's got his big rematch that he's been wanting for a while. Well, yeah, they both have, and it's at the SE Arena in Belfast, and he's got it's for the BUI Celtic Super Bantamweight title. And yes, pleasure getting you on. And yes, fingers crossed the audio doesn't, mess up as it was a
No,
minute ago.
I know. No, how are you, matey? All good?
Yeah, mate, I'm good, I'm good. Um yeah, so you've got your rematch with Ruadhan Farrell. How's your whole training? Yeah, how's training going at the minute?
Yeah, well, that's where I am now. All the hard work's done, mate. We're 9 days away. So all the 15 weeks training's been done. I'm feeling good. And I'm feeling ready to go. The training and the sparring's been brilliant. So I just can't wait to get in there and fight now.
And of course, yeah, you've been wanting it, of course. How did it sort of come about? Because Rudahan was meant to be boxing, I think he was meant to be boxing Marcus Sutherland or something.
Yeah. He was meant to fight him, and I think Marcus pulled out with an injury. And then this show came up, and once it was offered to me, I says yes, 100%. When I had fought Rudy the last time, I'd made a change with my team, and it was just to get one fight under my new team, um and then go straight into the Rudy fight.
Yeah. Well, of course, we've had a chat about the rematch, but how many times have you watched that rematch back? And are you taking anything from that rematch?
Watched it back a few times, mate. I've watched it back a few times, especially with Pete and stuff. I don't take much from it from my own performance, mate, because I wasn't great. I wasn't 100%. Um, And again, you can take stuff away from the fight, but again, we're expecting a different. You have to always prepare for the best. Ruin Farrell, and that's what I've said before in other interviews. We're sort of preparing for a few levels above Rudy for this fight. So yeah, mate. I've watched the fight a load of times, and yeah, I just can't wait to get in and fight.
Do you see where you went wrong that night, sort of thing?
Yeah, mate. I was doing I was doing things that I wasn't getting any success from, and I've got a great game plan. Not only that, that my training camp's been the toughest training camp I've ever had. So I expect my fitness. I know my fitness will be a lot better, and yeah, mate. I just can't again. Just can't wait to get in.
Yeah, because last time the fight was meant to be for the title, wasn't it? And then I think
Yeah,
it got pulled for some reason, didn't it, for the belt?
it wasn't pulled, mate. I think it was what I was told. It came down to TV scheduling. There wasn't enough time on the broadcast, basically. When you're fighting on the big shows, they all have to run on certain times. And ours was changed to 6 rounder. So yeah, thinking back, I agree with Rudy on shouldn't have probably. There's no point fighting 6 rounds in a domestic fight, But again, we weren't going to turn it down because we were both ready to go, and it was on a massive platform, so we just continued with it.
Yeah, exactly. And it was a good fight for the fans to watch, and I believe it's in the same arena the first fight was.
Yeah, same arena. It's in the same SSA arena.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So, would you say you've made slight adjustments for this time around?
Oh yeah. Um, Not slight adjustments. I think I've made massive adjustments, mate. In the past 6, 7 months working with my new team, Pete Taylor. Um, my understanding of even just boxing alone has come on a lot, and um, I think a lot of people are going to be shocked. I don't know what Rudy's expecting, what way I'm going about this fight, but I just can't wait for the bell to go, and I believe that when I start boxing the way I'm going to box, a lot of people's going to be shocked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. You went out to America with Sean when he fought over there. Yeah, talk
What did
about.
what here? What did I tell you before?
I thought he was utterly robbed, and I sent you my prediction for it, and I
Yeah,
thought
yeah,
he was hard done by
yeah,
massively, and I thought he boxed incredible, but it's just it happens over in America, and you see these
yeah.
dodgy decisions. It's a tough one to take, but overall, how was the experience? For you as well going over to
It
America.
was it was a surreal experience, mate. I was in New York for 8 days. And you were in probably the biggest fight of this year with the most controversy and you had big stars. Mike Tyson was backstage. It was just crazy. But it was good to go and soak it all up. Even what way the different commissions work and how they do things. Being around the all them massive stars, really. They're stars of boxing at the minute, and it was great to go up and soak it all up and take some advantages away from it.
Yeah. Did you meet anyone over there?
Yeah, mate, cause I was there with the team, we were in amongst everyone really. Haney, Garcia. I actually on one of the media days I was pushed into a lift with Haney's team. We were going. There was a media thing on the top floor, so I was pushed into a lift with Haney's team because Garcia and Haney were sort of going at it. And then on the way back down, I was pushed into a lift with Ryan Garcia's team, and they thought that I would, because they seen me get out of a lift with Haney, they thought I was Haney's team, but I wasn't. So yeah, mate, it was good. You had De La Hoya, you had Tyson, you had all the stars there, mate, and it was great. It was a great experience.
Wasn't Roy Jones there as well?
Yeah, Roy Jones. Yeah, Roy Jones was there. There was like in the Fighters Hotel where where we were staying. There was a fighters meeting, and I was down with Sean, and I actually didn't even realize. I walked in and he had a fighter on the card, and we were sitting down, and Sean was doing paperwork, and I looked up and he was sitting in front of me, and we ended up talking boxing and stuff, and it was a surreal experience, mate. Thinking back, it was mental.
Did he ask you for a picture? Is the main question.
No, I asked him. I got a picture with him. I asked him and got a picture with him. At the end up, I was sort of, you know what? See when you're around them people, mate, and you're a part of a team. You don't really want to ask for pictures because you don't want to sort of fanboy. Do you know what I mean? Because you're there with the team and everybody's quite relaxed. So yeah, mate, I plucked up the courage and I asked him for a picture.
Ah, nice one. Well, yeah, so you were sort of in the corner. Were you also like a cornerman as well?
So basically, mate, they actually had me down as Sean's manager. So they did. Yeah, they had me down on paper as Sean's manager, but no, I wasn't a part of the corner. I was in the corner. I was just sitting. They're very strict over in America, mate. I was just sitting ringside. But obviously Pete was in the corner with Sean, and that's all who really, to be honest, that's all who really Sean needs in the corner is Pete. Um, and obviously our cup man and stuff. But just being ringside at it, mate, it was a surreal experience.
Yeah, and before we, talk a bit more about your rematch, do you feel like Sean will get his rematch or?
I don't know, mate. Right after the fight, the announcement hadn't been called out yet, and Barboza's father came over to the corner and says, "We'll do a rematch." And then obviously the because obviously they must have thought they'd lost. They said we'll do a rematch. Sean says yes. The decision was called out in the ring. Obviously the place went mental. Like even Barboza's team that were sitting ringside were booing Barboza. They were booing the Barboza tracksuits on. They were booing. And then when we get backstage, Barboza came into the changing room and he says, "If I ever need sparring for a lefty, I'll call you." So that tells you everything you need to know. He sort of took that one, and I think, and to be honest, I would say Golden Boys probably advised him, "You're not taking that one again." So he came into the changing room and says, "If I ever need sparring for a southpaw, I'll give you a ring," which just tells you everything you need to know. So I don't know, mate. I don't. He should get his rematch, 110%. Golden Boy should push for that, but do they? I don't know. I don't think so. If you're looking after Barboza, not a chance. Um, And to be fair, can you blame them? Because Barboza is maybe one fight away from a massive, massive fight. There was talk of him fighting Catterall. So do they really want to risk it with some Irish guy? No, probably not. So I don't know what's next for Sean. I know Sean's just back from holiday. He started back training, and I say Sean will have fight now soon. But at the end of the day, mate, now Sean's probably in a tough position because not many people's going to want to fight Sean McComb after that. They've seen how good he was, and they're going to go try that that way.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be a bit avoided. I mean, he has been avoided for some time now, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a bit of a kick in the teeth because he should be in that position where Barboza is, sort of thing, as he was robbed up there. So it's you
he
know
should be ranked number one in the world right now. Sean should be. Um, but obviously there was a robbery, and it was actually, do you know what? I actually seen that the WBO released their new rankings, and they dropped them down to 15. And he should be number one. It's just insane, mate, how boxing works. But again, it's the sport we're in, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm sure Sean will come back stronger, and I can see him, getting in that mix with the likes of Catterall. Of course, Catterall's fighting Regis Prograis. Who've you got for that one?
I think Prograis, mate. I think Prograis, Tyrone McKenna fought Prograis. He's been in our camp, and Tyrone spoke about how Tyrone sparred Catterall and he fought Prograis, and he says how hard Prograis hits. Um, and he's a smart boxer. So I think it's a very good fight, but I could see Prograis knocking Catterall out. I know Catterall's never been knocked out before, but if you look any of the fighters that have done well against Prograis, mate, they've had good feet, and Catterall doesn't really have good feet. So it'll be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, of course. You've What did you make of Rudahan's fight with Conor Kerr? Of course, I had you. I've yeah, we spoke about that. Of course, it was on the same night you beat Luke Fash. So have you? Is that a fight that you've looked into? As that's his recent fight?
I watched it live. I was there. And yeah, listen. Again, that was a tough fight. Rudy got the decision, and I think rightfully so. A lot of people thought
It
Conor
was a fight.
Kerr.
It was a fight of two halves, in my
Yeah,
opinion. I thought Rudahan done enough though.
yeah. I'm the same. I thought he done enough. There was a lot of people saying that it was a robbery. See, do you know what I mean? Like, this is what I'm saying. It's opinions at the end of the day. But no, I definitely thought Rudy done enough. Um, and obviously, sort of was rooting for Rudy because we have a bit of history, and I knew if he wins that fight, and we could fight ourselves. So, yeah, I think Rudy definitely did enough. But Conor Kerr put up a great fight with Rudy. So, yeah, mate. And realistically, you have to give it to Conor Kerr. Conor Kerr took that fight, mate. Only 3 fights into his pro career. Do you know what I mean? So, if you look at how the sort of landscapes turn out, you don't do that. You have your maybe 4 4-rounders, your 2 6-rounders, 1 8-rounder, then you take a fight like that. Do you know what I mean? Whereas he just took 2 4-rounders, a 6-rounder, and straight in. So fair play to Conor Kerr, but yeah, definitely thought Rudy won.
Yeah, and I'm sure Connor's, who knows? I mean, he might be able to fight the winner of UV. I'm sure he'll have a close fight on your fight v
Yeah,
Ridahan in a few weeks. Well, next week,
yeah,
sorry.
definitely. He'll be looking back into contention, of course. I don't know what his plans are. If he's going to get maybe one fight and then come into a domestic again, but 100%, Connor's up there. Connor the winner of this fight can fight Connor for an Irish title.
Is that Irish title vacant?
Yeah, the Irish title's vacant. Yeah,
And would that be 10 rounds for the Irish?
10 rounds for an Irish title. Yeah, which again, I would love to get an Irish title. I really would.
But one step at a time. And are you expecting the rematch to be tougher than the first one?
Yeah, mate, we've prepared, like me, even mentally, I've prepared for all out war in my own head. Do you know what I mean? Whereas last time I didn't, mate. Last time I sort of went in as the favourite. Do you know what I mean? And I was the home fighter, and I sort of wasn't really. I wasn't really expecting much of Rudy, if I'm going to be honest with you. I thought I was going to go in and I was going to win, and that didn't happen. So, I'm sort of glad I'm in this position now where, there's a different hunger when you're switched on and you're expecting a good fight. You train harder. And I just can't wait now to fight. I'm actually excited about the bell going. It's the first time because I know how hard I've trained. I'm actually excited about the fight. There'll be the build up and there'll be the talk, but I just can't wait for that bell to go and me put that wrong, right?
Yes, of course. There's been a bit of what's the word? I wouldn't say beef, but a bit of back and forth online, hasn't there?
Yeah, listen, it's a massive fight, and we have made it a massive fight. With the build up, we've sold the fight well, and yeah, that's boxing. That's what boxing is, mate. You have to promote yourself, and me and Rudy's done a great job of that. Listen, no matter what's said, there's always respect on both sides. I respect anybody that gets into a boxing ring. If they have one fight or fucking 100, but at the end of the day, mate, this is my career on the line, really, and that's what I've been thinking for the last 15 weeks. And he could put a nail in the coffin for me. So it's something that I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna do anything I can to win.
What do you feel like it's make or break for you?
It's never make or break, mate, but at the end of the day, again, a loss at this stage of your career puts you back. Do you know what I mean? So it's even for a loss for Rudy right now, puts you back down the packing order. So it's not make or break, but definitely, you have to go in there with the mindset that he's trying to take money out of your pocket, really. Do you know what I mean? And he's trying to take something you've worked so hard for. So yeah, mate, I can't wait to get in.
Is it like an extra bit? Does it mean that little bit more? Being that rematch, sort of to settle the score, and of course, there's a belt as well on the line. And what does the belt mean to you?
Yeah, you know what? The belt's a good incentive, mate. The belt is a good incentive, obviously. Because you're fighting. It's my first ever belt. He knows what that feeling's like. It gives you again that wee bit more motivation. So I'm hoping to go and win my first belt on August 3rd and put the whole thing right.
Mm. And of course, it's on the zone again, isn't it? And it's a good card, isn't it? Do you know, like, of course, there's a few other title fights that's happening as well as your fight. Do you know what time, for your fans that you'll be on?
Yeah, I think we're just before co-main. So there's Tyrone McKenna, Kevin Ajarko, and then there's us.
And who
Um,
sorry?
and then so we're third last.
Oh, so you've got a good slot again, which is
Yeah,
good.
right flat. Yeah.
Mm. Um, is there anybody that, Tyron McKenna, you did mention him earlier. How do you
Yeah.
feel like he'll get on? Because I believe he's got is he rematching?
Yeah, he's in a rematch. Yeah, I think Tyrone obviously he retired after the fight with Lewis Cracker. But again, that fight doesn't really show much for Tyrone because Tyrone went up a weight division to fight Lewis. He probably should have just come back down to his normal weight division. So I think there's a lot more, training with Tyrone, there's a lot more hunger. Um, so there is with him even just in training. So I expect a really good performance out of Tyrone. Same again, he's coming in with the same sort of thing that there was controversy and stuff, and it lights a fire in your belly.
Mm. Do you feel like there's more pressure on you or Rudahan?
Well, again, mate, nobody's really. You can look at it both ways. Nobody's really given me a chance, really, because of the last fight. So, you know,
And
realistically,
everyone, on their team was screaming like there's a few people who were saying it's a robbery. Do you feel like you're getting overlooked or no?
yeah, just a wee bit. But again, that doesn't matter, mate, because no matter what people want to make it out to be, we're going to get in and fight, aren't we? But I just hope that Rudy hasn't looked at me as an underdog or overlooked me, and I hope that he's trained for a hard fight because I can tell you now it's going to be a hard night's work for him, and I wanna put that right, and I'm going to do that on August 3rd.
Hmm. And of course, last time you fought him, it was a show stealer. Can we expect another show stealer this time round?
Well, of course, mate. You know, our styles gel well. So they do, and that's them saying, you know, he really only knows one way, and I only really know one way. Can we mix it up? I say the both of us can, but once punches start flying, there's only one way for it, and it's just stand in the middle of the ring and who's going to break first. Do you know what I mean? And that's not going to be me.
Mm. Um, and yeah, have you got a message to, your fans who are coming out to support you? And even if they're supporting Ruadhan, what can we expect from you, yeah, next week?
Belfast, the whole anyone going to the card, they're going to get a great fight. You know, it's there's no secret that me and Rudy, there's a wee bit of bad blood there, or whatever you want to call it. So, you know, it's going to be great for the fans. The fans love that. So, and that's why the fight's sold so well. So, yeah, mate. No matter what happens, no matter what the outcome is, it's going to be a brilliant fight, and the both of us are going to put it all on the line. Because I know I am, and I hope he is, and yeah, mate. That'll only have one outcome, and that'll be a really good fight.
Mhm. Yes. And oh, I already asked you the question I was about to ask. Do you want to thank anyone, as always, who's helping you, whether that's your trainers, your managers, your just anyone who's helping?
Yeah, mate, my whole team, you know, my whole team's came together. They've put a brilliant game plan together. And training camp's been brilliant. I want to thank my sponsors, you know, of NI Supplements, of the Anzac Restaurant, of O'Connor's Bar, and of a massive main sponsor in our Kings competitions. They're all looking after me, and I just can't wait now to go and do the business on August 3rd.
And from me, mate, thank you for your time as always, and good luck next week. All the best, mate.
Legend, Sam, legend.
Thank you, mate. Good luck.
No problem, mate.